Picture this. You wake up one morning and realize you don't remember the last time someone called just to check on you. Your phone is silent. Your world is predictable. You scroll. You eat. You exist. And somewhere deep down, you convince yourself this is peace. But it's not peace. It's isolation wearing the mask of self-sufficiency. You didn't choose to be alone. Your mind adapted to it. And now it's addicted to the silence that's slowly destroying you. Every human is born into a tribe. For millions of years, survival depended on belonging. Your brain rewards connection with dopamine and oxytocin, the chemicals of safety, of being part of something. Every shared laugh, every moment of trust was nourishment for the mind. But when those bonds disappear, the system doesn't shut down. It panics. Cortisol rises. Sleep becomes shallow. Thoughts turn darker. Your body begins to interpret isolation as starvation. Loneliness is not weakness. It's an alarm. The same biological signal as hunger or thirst. When the pain lasts long enough, your brain begins to adapt in a dangerous way. It rewires itself to avoid the pain of rejection. You stop seeking connection, not because you don't crave it, but because you've learned that connection hurts. So your brain protects you by numbing you. You find substitutes. Little dopamine hits that mimic belonging. A video game that gives you control. A YouTube voice that sounds like a friend. Endless scrolling that looks like connection, but never feels like it. You start calling this freedom. But it isn't freedom. It's emotional sedation. You've become comfortable inside the cage. Let's talk about what that looks like. You see a call from an old friend, and you ignore it. You tell yourself you'll call back later, but you never do. You overanalyze every social moment until you avoid them entirely. You start believing no one really gets you, so why bother? You convince yourself solitude is peace, but every night your chest feels heavier. You might find yourself sitting in a cafe, watching groups laugh together. There's that mix of envy and disgust in your gut. That's the mind's conflict between hunger and pride. If you've felt that, brother, you're already in the danger zone. Here's the truth most people will never tell you. This didn't happen by accident. Modern society profits from your isolation. They replaced brotherhood with brand loyalty, connection with consumption. Every app you open mimics belonging, likes, comments, hearts, but none of it satisfies you. The algorithm doesn't want you to have friends. Friends pull you away from the screen. Friends remind you of reality. But reality doesn't sell well, so you live surrounded by millions, yet unseen by anyone. Masculinity used to mean belonging to a tribe. Now it's been twisted into doing everything alone. That isn't strength, that's division. And when you stay alone too long, something breaks inside you. You stop being lonely. You become indifferent. Your emotions flatten. You stop seeking touch, laughter, or risk. You become a ghost inside your own life. A man in his 30s works from home. No friends, no family contact. He tells himself he's focused, productive, disciplined. But every night, he watches strangers online just to feel a hint of connection. He isn't lazy. He's starving for recognition. Another man used to laugh easily. Now he avoids birthdays and calls it peace. But he isn't at peace. He's numb. And numbness is the final stage of isolation. When you've been alone too long, you don't miss people anymore. You forget how to need them. That's the collapse. Let's be honest, my friend. You didn't choose solitude because you're enlightened. You chose it because every time you opened up, someone made you regret it. So you built walls, not out of strength, but out of exhaustion. You stopped expecting loyalty. You stopped trusting sincerity. And somewhere along the way, you convinced yourself you're better alone. But that's not enlightenment. That's fear disguised as wisdom. Every man who stays alone too long starts hallucinating meaning in distractions. Movies, fantasies, debates, anything to fill the silence. You don't hate people. You fear what being unseen again would do to you. That's the bitter truth. But here's where you rise. The solution isn't another hobby, another philosophy, another screen. It's brotherhood. You heal through men who understand the weight you carry. Through challenge, laughter, shared struggle. Rebuilding trust doesn't start with love. It starts with service. Find one man you can lift up. One person you can protect. That's how you rebuild the circuitry of connection. Discipline replaces distraction. Purpose replaces comfort. Because the real cure for loneliness isn't love. It's responsibility. Start small. Join a group. Talk to one person without irony. Let someone see you, not the perfect version, the real one. Strength isn't isolation. It's standing among people. Calm and grounded, choosing to connect without needing to. Loneliness is the modern man's silent epidemic. But the fact that you're still searching for meaning, still watching, still listening, that means your soul hasn't given up. You're not broken. You're dormant. And remember this, the man who learns to be alone without losing his capacity to connect, that man becomes untouchable.